Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, 9 a.m. here. Prices of BTC currently at 93.39. Just wanted to show you guys some of the reviews that my members have given us. Some great trades that we've been putting out for the last couple of days. Actually, the last couple of weeks have been really good because of the volatility. And I'm really fortunate to be in a market that provides, this kind of really volatile movement. Because honestly, folks, markets like this are really a gift and a curse. And they're a gift for those who understand how to wait patiently for trades, and they're a curse for those who essentially FOMO in or panic sell or panic buy, right? So if you understand technicals, all right, or if you don't know and you want to understand technicals, you can come join our community right here. All right, you can join the Advantage membership right there, cryptosomniac.com. Hit the products page, hit the Advantage subscription, or buy the technical analysis course right there, and you will then get 7 free days to all these locked channels that you see. Okay, all these locked channels that you see are all important information, updates, trade setups, education, everything that you would need for you to become a better educated trader in the crypto markets. All right, so paid some bills there, so let's do some analysis. All right, first things first, I wanted to break it down to the 4-hour chart again. All right, nothing has really changed in the 4-hour chart. We are still in this ascending trend line right here, right? And I've stated before that if this ascending trend line is holding like this, okay, we should not be coming back to it. Okay, if we come back to it another time, more than likely it's going to break to the downside. And then the downside targets, like I said, become this green area down here, which is about $86 to $8,700. Okay. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention is, okay, so this blue breaker marker, okay, this was a critical area for the bulls or the bears to control, and I'll show you why. All right, so you can see right there, that's a rejection right there, right, and that's a rejection right there. And then over here, when price came back, it was supported for a couple of candles. All right, and then once it broke back under, okay, then it became resistance and then pushed up again. So you can see this is a critical area of defense when the bulls are really trying to push the prices up. And it's also a critical area of defense for the bears if they want to press the prices down. Once you start closing an hour or 4-hour candle under this block right here, so that's probably around, let's just say 83.25, all right, you're going to start seeing either more downside if the candle closes below, or if we start closing, good 4-hour or a good, daily candle above this area, then you're going to start seeing more upside. Okay, but you can see there's so much reaction in this particular block. There's a touch right there, there's a touch right there, multiple touches right there, and a touch right there that we just had. All right, so keep an eye on this area. Okay, and again, 4-hour chart, I stated before that price does like to gravitate back towards the monthly open, and that's currently around 91.60, which is this gold marker, as you can see right there. And you can see price is well above that. Okay, the weekly open is currently around 92.10, so that's another area that price may want to come gravitate back towards, but it's usually the monthly open because it's pretty big time frame. Okay, let's take a look at the daily chart. Nothing has really changed on the daily, so we can mark this out 2 different ways. Keep it simple, right? We're still moving between this resistance, which is 95.55, close above this on a daily, right? And you've got yourself some bullish momentum, but we haven't really done that. Close below this area where we bounced off, right there, around 91.52. So again, that's also near that monthly open. Close below that, then you've got yourself some bearish momentum. Okay, so those are the only things, if you really want to trade off the daily, that's the only thing that you want to wait for. Alternatively, if you really want to be safe in your bullish trades, you can wait above this breaker right here, this red block, which was this green candle before the sell-off, right? Once you close above that, which is around $10,100, then you've got yourself definitely a more potential bullish market. But again, every time you could see prices reached up into that red block, it's a swift rejection. You can see right there, big rejection, rejection, rejection. And this time around, we're not even reaching up there, okay? So you could make the argument that this is a bull flag, Or you could also make the argument that this is, sellers basically being able to hold the price here to sell and then load up on shorts, and then this price could trickle down slowly. Okay, and that's kind of the team that I'm on, which is I personally think that price is going to be held up here for a little while, and then it's going to start selling off. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so I have mentioned already that this area right here. Let me pull up the 30-minute chart. This area right here was susceptible for a short squeeze, and that's exactly what happened. And we were actually in a long, and we sold this long, and then we actually shorted multiple times, but those are small shorts, and we got stopped out twice, once right there, once right there. And I think what's really happening right now is there was a lot of people who actually shorted pretty heavily right there, probably heavily right there, and those people definitely got squeezed out when it went up like this and price went up like this. Okay, so I think now that the shorts have been cleared out, I would say it creates a little bit more room for more downside. Okay, and the reason I say that is because typically what happens is, when you have over leveraged shorts, okay, so meaning that people are using 50x, 100x, pretty heavy margins for shorting, what really happens is, there's someone who's actually longing, right? While you're shorting, someone is longing, and they have passive orders sitting there while you are active, as in you're probably market selling, okay? So their passive orders are showing that, okay, people are aggressively shorting down here, and I have my longs being filled because people are shorting. And so the real market makers are actually saying that, okay, if people are buying enough of my longs, because remember, for each short, there should be an equivalent long on the other side. So when I'm shorting, let's just say 100,000 contracts down here, there's actually a person who's longing 100,000 contracts because there's got to be an equivalent buyer to a seller. So the real people who control the market are saying that, okay, it looks like people are aggressively selling down here. They're buying into my longs. And so I have more money to be able to push this market up, squeeze these people out as the prices push up. And once these people get squeezed out, that generates more liquidity. And these people, the people who are longing right here, can collect all that right here. Because now their longs are actually in profit as the price moves up here. And not only are they in profit, oops, let me turn this off real quick. And not only are they in profit up here, they can then start loading up on shorts, okay? So while most people are getting squeezed out of their shorts, all right, the professionals are actually making profit on their longs, and then not only do they get to sell up here in this area, but then they get to load up on shorts for more potential downside, okay? So all this to me right here is just noise, and the real picture is we're still trapped in this range. I still think we have more downside to go. This flag right here is just going to, I think, keep being extended out till most people get destroyed on both sides, whether they're shorting or longing. And then eventually I think price is going to drop. Okay. So I'm still, again, on the side of shorts, because I'm still bear. And here's another thing that's interesting too, is if we start looking at this parabolic structure right here that price has been in, right? You could see that there's a touch right there, 3 touches right there. So this validates this, curvature, this parabolic structure, right? And I stated this before in my last video that I believe that these kinds of parabolic structures are pretty useful in price action. I think they're actually just as useful as if you draw, say a trend line like that. Okay, so you could see that this is now starting to crack right here. If it starts to crack, I think what it'll do is it'll probably go something like this, boom, and then push back down. Okay, and I've seen this, all too often in even trend lines, right? So when you have a trend line like this, and price is, climbing nicely, price is climbing nicely. Let me see. Let me do this real quick, okay? So Price is going like this, like this, like this, and then it starts to breach down. What price actually does is it recovers, then hits this trend line as resistance, and then it starts to break down. Okay, so that's, again, just my experience in what happens, and I think that'll happen right here in this parabolic trend line too. I mean, again, you still have about an hour to go in this 4-hour candle. So if somehow this closes, to the upside, like a really strong candle, I think over the next, maybe 12 hours, maybe 8 hours, we should start seeing, breakage of this parabolic trend line. Okay. And I want to say it's actually visible on this particular chart right here too. So if we do something from here, maybe this is the same sort of parabolic structure. I don't know. Let's see. No, that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's over here. Let's see if this one works out. It's only 2 touches, or I guess 3 right there, right? There's a touch right there, touch right there, touch right there. And then you could see right there, right? Breaks it, pulls back, hits the trend line as resistance, and then starts breaking down. So I would say this is actually probably a decent parabolic, structure right there too. Okay. So, just something that I like to utilize. All right. Another thing is, if we start checking out the Fibs too, right? If we do that high to this low, all right, this was a perfect rejection of the 618. I love loading up on shorts when the price, makes a high like that, a clean low like that, pulls back right near the 618 area, and then starts selling off. I mean, this to me is a perfect short. Unfortunately, I wasn't awake when this happened, or else I definitely would have shorted it. But even now, I think what I'm waiting for is price to either pull back up and short, or I need more confirmation for more downside. Like if we start to see candles closing around, below 9,300, which is the low of this right here, meaning that that would kind of validate this top. And I don't know why that keeps happening. Let's see. If we do this top and this top right there, right? So if we count that as a double top, okay, the double top is actually validated right there. Okay, so that's around $9,300. All right. So, you have a couple levels to watch, right? Price either pulls back towards, say, $9,400, you could short, or if price breaks down further, 9,300 or lower, you could potentially short. All right. Again, if you want to know exactly what our community is doing, come join Cryptosomniac Advantage. We've had some, fantastic gains, folks. You can see this has just been going on for, weeks on end. And even when we do have losses, and trust me, I have plenty of losses, I generally try to keep my losses contained. Okay. So, less than, 4 or 5% here and there. And then we make sure our winners are, pretty massive. Okay. Obviously you can see, people making some great moves from entry 92.90 to 94.50. That's a pretty sizable move. That's like a $250 move or $150 move, right? So yeah. All right. Let's see if there's anything else to talk about. Let me see the daily here. I want to check out the 200 moving average, see where that sits right now. Yeah, we keep hammering on the 200 moving average right there. Touch once, touch twice. I wouldn't really want to come back to it again. Notice how the 200 moving average is now coming up to the area of the monthly open, which is around 91.60, right? So come back to it again, and if we break it, price is going to slide down pretty fast, okay? One of my friends mentioned that the EMA 8 has been very supportive of price. Let's see. I mean, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches for the last 5 to 7 days. We've been hammering on this EMA 8, but again, sitting on the EMA 8 is not a good sign. You typically want to just touch it and boom, take off, right? You don't just want to kind of like trickle down and trickle down and trickle down and then eventually break it. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. There should be a Discord link for the free side of our community. And again, the free side is just this community discussion. If you want all the lock channels with all the leverage trades that I put out, all the short-term and medium-term trades and the long-term trades that I have, the constant updates with the Bitcoin analysis, even user requested TA. So if you have questions on a certain chart, I provide that. And these are my master charts right here, where I show people here, my charts. Here's exactly what you need to look forward to. If you don't know how to draw trend lines or use indicators, it's all right here. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.